action, another reaction there. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining me today. This is about, we're going to crack down breaking news about Erica Kirk and her issues about Charlie Kirk's death and what's going on in the court. With this, Erica Kirk issues a major demand on new court motion. So I don't know what to believe anymore. I used to think because all this conspiracy was going on, whether Erica Kirk was behind all this orchestrating of the death of Charlie Kirk, allegedly, but I don't know. It just seems like it was just she's divulged too much information of her emotions of trying to keep going with Charlie Kirk's Turning Point USA and stuff like that. But you know, as a grieving widow, you have to grieve as a grieving widow, not worry about how much shirts I sold or merch. And she was too busy with that and trying to branch out in her what Charlie Kirk has created, and it backfired. So anyway, let's proceed on. Let's see what he has to say.
So moments ago, Erica Kirk's legal team announcing a new court motion demanding all evidence be made public, arguing, quote, at certain points throughout the preliminary hearing, the Kirk family sat in the room while evidence was admitted but not presented for their viewing. They were present in body, yet denied the very thing their presence was meant to secure, their ability to meaningfully observe the preliminary hearing in the absence of transparency, speculation, and conspiracy theories related to the tragic assassination of Mr. Kirk will continue to proliferate in the public domain, breeding doubt and distrust in the judicial system. Now, this comes just hours before the court is expected to hear redacted audio testimony from the ex-roommate of the suspect accused of assassinating Charlie Kirk. Fox News contributor and criminal defense attorney Donna Rotuno joins us now. She's been outside the courtroom, inside the courtroom this entire week. Donna, can you explain to our audience what rights victims have in hearings like this?
Sure. Hi, Lawrence. Good morning. So victims do have rights, and the state of Utah has a specific statute that allows for victims' rights. So they list numerous things: right to a speedy trial, right to a fair process, right to be informed. This filing shows the frustration that Erica Kirk and the family of Charlie Kirk are dealing with. They have an entire legal team here that is saying to the court, look, Your Honor, you are allowing pieces of evidence in for your consideration, but you are not allowing us, the family, the public, to see what those things are. And this puts the judge in a very difficult position because remember, Lawrence, there's not a jury in this courtroom. This is a preliminary hearing. And without a jury to hear what's going on, there's nothing to shield the finder of fact from. Sometimes the judge rules, look, this is not information that is relevant to a jury. It is not admissible, and therefore they're not going to hear it. In this case, the judge is taking everything he hears into consideration, and he's making that determination. And normally, those things are not shut off to the public. And so this is a little bit of a different situation. And the defense is saying, I don't want these things to possibly taint a future jury pool. But Erica Kirk is saying, I'm sitting in this courtroom, and every time I walk out the door, I am being just bombarded by conspiracy theories. I mean, Lawrence, all of us see it in our own social media.
100%.
People are out there with these ideas, right? They're out there with these ideas that things are not happening when they're showing the evidence to you in front of your face. So I don't blame Erica. I don't blame Erica for saying, Your Honor, if you're going to let it in, make sure we see it.
So that's just the point right there, Don. Typically, we would not be concerned about conspiracy theories because they never make their way into the courtroom. But this is different because in a sinister way, I feel like the defense is kind of winking to that crowd in the way that they're conducting themselves with the trial. Sure, there's no jury that has been seated, but it's almost putting pressure on the prosecution.
Okay, so you see, I forgot his name now. Yeah, see, you can see him walking with a limp, and he's got apparently the gun in his pants, and not really a limp, but you could tell he's got something in his pants, and he's walking very oddly. So, It's just too evident, and the video shows it as well too. Whether it's a patsy, whether it did it or not, or there was some sharpshooter. It's really hard to believe what's really going on, who really did this, but all eyes on this guy anyway. What is his name? I forgot. But anyway, so proceed.
Give us a deal. Take the death penalty off the table, or you may get jury nullification. Am I wrong about that?
No, you're absolutely right about it. And what I keep saying about this hearing is that the defense is trying to have it both ways. They've argued to the ends of the earth about whether or not cameras should be in this courtroom, and yet at the same time, they are playing directly to those cameras, right? So they want certain things out in the public, they don't want other things out in the public, and you can't have it both ways, because if you really were worried about a jury pool, you could have waived this preliminary hearing. Because, spoiler alert, we all know how this ends, and it ends with the finding of probable cause.
So spot on. So spot on. Thank you so much, Donna.
See, so with that video right there was one video footage of him walking and he had shorts on, so he must have changed as well too when he went up the stairs to find his target, which is Charlie Kirk. And you know, who knows, you have to read between the lines and kind of have to make your own conclusion and really dig deep and figure out yourself whether you believe him or not. So anyway, let's just proceed with more of
Lost your marketing performance?
Kirk's
Next.
Look behind your cookie banner.
Let's get straight to Donna Rotuno and Joshua Ritter outside of the courthouse there. Josh, I'll start with you first. Set this up for us, what we are about to hear.
We're about to hear probably the most anticipated and crucial piece of evidence in this case. Up until now, we've heard about DNA, and we've heard about ballistics, we've seen a lot of surveillance, but this is going to be a videotape, and audio is probably the only thing we will see. It looks like the judge has ruled that the video will not be shown to the public or the media, but we're going to be hearing at least the audio interview of Lance Twiggs, who is Tyler Robinson's roommate and romantic partner at the time, where he made what we believe are many confessions. We already know that he confessed essentially over text message, but now apparently this might include some actual conversations that they had in person or over the phone. It could be very enlightening, and again, I think this is why you're seeing the defense fighting against this so hard. They've been fighting against this literally for weeks. It's just now all culminated in a frame-by-frame discussion of what's going to actually be played in court and what won't.
Don, I mean, what's the problem with showing Lance Twiggs, video of Lance Twiggs? I mean, we know what he looks like. We're hearing the audio. What's the difference of marrying a picture with the audio?
I agree with you, John. There is no difference. It is a difference without distinction. We're talking about evidence coming in a trial or a hearing, as this is, and as that evidence comes in, we're going to hear the words spoken. And so the difference between hearing it and seeing it while we hear it, I think, is very minimal, frankly. I do think that the only argument potentially for the cameras being off wasn't really made, and what that is Lance Twiggs himself is not here to testify. So therefore, the fact that he is on video, his statement would have come in this way because hearsay is admissible. So the hearsay could have come in through a police officer, through a detective, through another witness in the case. Or maybe the judge thought if it came in that way, they wouldn't actually see him. So we're going to let the world hear his words, but we're not actually going to see him until he actually takes the witness.
Before they resume in the courtroom there, which we're about a minute away, I want to play this out from the Kirk family lawyer, Jeffrey Neiman, urging the court to let the evidence be seen for the sake of the family. Listen.
The Kirk family's waited 10 months for this hearing. And they have a right to be here, and they have a right to hear the evidence. They have a right to see and feel what's going on in this courtroom, just like, and they want to understand, Judge, what you are viewing. They want to see the evidence. And we understand you have to balance, but at a minimum, this courtroom needs to be open for the evidence to be displayed openly in this courtroom, for them to see it. The Utah Constitution gives them the right to be here, and to be here and not to see the evidence. What's the point of being here?
A clear display of
there you go. What's the point of being there?
What's of the Kirk family?
Absolutely, and I agree with everything he says, by the way. The United States distinguishes itself from the entire world as standing as a country that opens up the doors of their courtrooms and allows cameras in, allows the public to come in. Why should that stop here and now? The reasons that are being presented, the arguments being made by the defense are not persuasive enough to overcome that that preference that we have in this country to allow people to see how justice is handled. He made an excellent point too in that argument there too, that this isn't just about protecting the defendant from some sort of prejudice. It's also about protecting the integrity of the judicial system itself. Let the people, the public, are very interested in this case. Let them actually see the evidence. Let them see how this is being handled, so that they can trust that this is all being done in a just way.
So, Donna, they were talking about this on a number. Why has Judge Graff indulged the defense to the point that he has? I mean, this isn't days. This isn't weeks of indulgence. This is a full year of indulgence to the defense's arguments.
Well, as the judge, he does have the responsibility to listen to every argument made from both parties, and he would have the same, we'd have the same arguments if we thought that the state was being overzealous or overbearing in their filings here. So he has to listen to what they say, but that doesn't mean that he has to give them carte blanche. He can put boundaries down. He can say, I've read your pleadings, denied. He does not have to give them an open forum. You can file papers before a court, and a court can rule on them without any conversation whatsoever. So he has given them so much rope, and I think at some point we're seeing that that rope is what's leading to these delayed proceedings. So at some point, I would love this judge to just say, enough is enough. You made these arguments already. I've ruled on them already. And he could have come to the same decision that he came to today, yesterday at 1 o'clock when they brought this up.
Think any of that's going to happen, Josh? We're probably just a few seconds away from going back to the courtroom. Give us your final thought.
I don't think the judge is going to change the way that he's been handling this for the last 10 months. We're just past the 300-day mark, by the way, if you want to know how long this has all been taking. He has more patience than any judge I've ever seen. I think it's patience to a fault. But I do know that he has said we want to get this wrapped up by Friday. If this is the last crucial piece of evidence, we might still be able to do that. But again, it just seems like everything in this case has taken way longer than we expected that it would. And I think the one reason for it is what Donna articulated, but it's also the death penalty. Yes. They feel like they're fighting for this man's life, and the judge is giving them a lot of deference because he realizes how just important this case is to all of the parties involved.
All right, Josh, Donna.
All right, so let's. I'll give you my 2 cents and react to this video of Charlie Kirk's family's attorney issues a desperate plea to the judge. So his attorney basically is pleading to the judge, saying, "Hey, divulge your information. Let's just be transparent. Let's just be open. Look at the what do you call it? The O.J. Simpson case, for instance. It was like a whole year, and I was glued to the TV every day. I'd come back after work." Watching, I don't know why, but everybody loved O.J. Simpson with with all the funny movies that he did and being an awesome running back. And I don't know, never thought he could do that heinous crime to kill 2 people, just absolutely butchered 2 people. And with this one, Charlie Kirk's, you see in the video. I don't want to see anymore because I'll get freaking flagged in this channel, which is heavily shadowed. It's too late now anyway. But anyway, I just gotta give my 2 cents in there. Let's open it. You know what I mean? Freaking let's let the world see. The world seeing how he got executed. Let's divulge all the information, whether this guy's the actual person, this kid's the actual person who actually shot it, or somebody was behind the cloak. A lot of conspiracy. I dig more into deep there's more behind this, and it's not just one kid that did that, because come on. You know what I mean? This kid had something in it, but he was also involved because he was the fall guy, which I think in my heart of hearts was the case. But hey, do your own homework, do your due diligence, and you come up with your own conclusion. I'm just giving you my 2 cents and my reaction on this video and what's to come with this Robinson guy, whether he is the person who actually killed Charlie Kirk. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll have more commentary, reactions, videos coming very, very soon. I'm just pushing it out there again. Bring up the algorithms back to this channel because it's killing me. But for now, God bless, Godspeed, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.